Guten Abend, mein Damen und Herren. Mist Pass here, back with another live stream on a Thursday night. Last week, there were some issues that prevented the stream. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's introduce our guests this evening. We have with us, from RSG Crew, Mr. Ranger.
See your enemies clash, see them driven before you in the lamentation of the women.
Thank you for that. And, of course, we have Xylo Takedown with us this week. So, Xylo.
I'll show you the dark side.
Yes.
How dare you impersonate me?
Okay, so that's out of the way. So last week, Thursday, we weren't able to stream. I was in Nashville, traveling, hotel internet. Not good for streaming. Imagine the worst technical difficulties I've had streaming. Yeah, that's what we would have had. So to prevent that agony, I just decided, hey, I'm just going to go out, have fun, let you guys have a week off because it's not every week you want to see my beautiful face. Sarcasm. But we had a lot happen in that 2-week span since my last stream. Obviously, we had a very, very heated discussion on my last stream about Revan and the event and whether you should, whether you shouldn't, this, that, and the other thing. And really the bottom line there was just do what you want to do and don't let anybody affect your decision, because at the end of the day, it's your game. You want to have fun. It's got to be fun. So if you got Revan this last week, hey, congratulations, because you are in the minority, at least until the next time he comes around, because I guarantee that the vast majority of the population who did not get Revan this time will be getting Revan that next time, so myself included. So Izzy, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. So one of the other things that we want to talk about is the B-28 bomber. Obviously, that event just started today. We'll be playing around with that a little bit on the test account. But the first thing that I want to talk about in my Minute with Mist, we're sticking to that segment lead, I'm not going to let that die off after only one stream, is farming. Character farming specifically. The issue right now that a lot of people are looking at is, well, I didn't get Revan. I didn't get Jedi Knight Revan this time around. So, can I still get Revan on the next time he comes up? Well, the answer is a definitive yes. If you have your Old Republic at least 4 stars, which means 0 of 65, you only need 250 shards to take that character to 7 stars. So, the odds are ever in your favor. To do some quick math for you real quick, the average drop rate is generally 33%, right? So 8, we already discussed this in past streams, that the average daily take for shards averaged over a long period of time, obviously a large sample size, should be roughly around 2.5 shards a day. If you need 250 shards, that math is super simple. It's 100 days. Do you have something to add, Ranger?
No, I was just thinking I was back. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. So the math is pretty simple. If you have 0 of 65 shards, you need 250 shards to cap that character off at 7 stars. You have 3 characters here that are available in hard modes, and those hard nodes are not just one hard node. So you're in luck there, because you have one character. Well, I believe all 3, Zalbar Mission, or not Zalbar Mission, but as Zalbar, Jolie, and Basila are all on a ship. Yes, they are all on a ship and a single hard node. So depending on how much energy you want to burn, which I will tell you how the most economic way to do this, assuming that the event comes back in 3 months, 90 days, that's 10 days shorter than that 100 days that you're going to, in theory, need to get each character to 7 stars, right? Wrong. You can actually get 5 stars on that, or 5 shards average per character over the long haul here. We're looking at the large sample size, not your like 3 days of farming where you got 1, 2, and 1 shard. We're taking the long sample size, which most players, even I've seen plenty of posts on Reddit where people averaged, okay, this character took me X amount of time to farm on a single hard node. I averaged 3 shards a day, or averaged a 33% drop rate, whatever it is. 33 is a pretty solid number to go off of. And assuming that all hard nodes have an average of 30 to 33% drop rate, you're going to get about 2.5 shards a day from each hard node. So if you farm Bastila and you need 250 shards and you're getting 5 shards a day now, let's take that 250 divided by 5, and we come up with, let's do, I'm not going to do any mental math in public because that's how you screw yourself. You get 50 days. So you're cutting your farm rate in half. So you're cutting it from 100 days to 50 days. Makes sense, right? You take double the farming, it halves your time, right? Okay, so you've cut that essentially by 50 days. So now you have that 50 days that you've just farmed Bastila. Let's start with Bastila. You're farming Bastila up to 7 stars from 4 stars, so 0.65, and now you've finished her in 50 days, all right? So now what do you do with that ship energy? Well, now you shift over to Jolie. Well, after that 50 days, you should have 50 times 2.5 should land you with 125 shards. So now you only need 125 more. So 125 divided by 5, it gives you 25 days. So you're going to have only 25 more days to finish off Jolie. And this whole time, you're also farming Zalbar. So at 75 days, so 75 times 2.5, lands you at 187 shards. So you are now, let's see, you're now roughly 60 to 63 shards shy on Zalbar. 63 divided by 5 gets you 12 days. So now you're looking at 87-something days. So roughly at that 90-day mark when the event comes back, you've got all 3, Bastila, Jolie, and Zalbar, all finished. And that's assuming that you haven't even got 1 shard over 4 stars farmed on all 3 characters. So the math is there. The math is in your favor to get all 3 of these hard node farms done in less than the 90 days required. So the math is in your favor. As far as the Cantina nodes go, it's fairly easy to average more than 2.5 shards a day. If you do 1 refresh a day, you should average at least 5 to 10 shards each day that you farm. I know that some days are better than others. I mean, some days I'll hit 2 full burns of all the energy I saved over on Cantina plus 1 refresh. So roughly 10 to 20 sims if you're doing T3, and if you figure a 30% drop rate on, let's say 15 sims, so 15 divided by 3, obviously that's 5, you're going to finish T3 in 50 days. If you do 1 refresh on mission, you get the same stats, you're looking at another 50 days. If you do a couple extra refreshes here and there, you're going to finish off your Cantina farms, no problem. So the least of your worries should be mission and T3. I would focus primarily on focusing on just getting Bastila, Zalbar, and Jolie from their hard nodes. Abandon whatever ship farm you're doing right now unless you're willing to do 1 energy refresh on ship nodes so that you can get their ship energy spent on their nodes. Because if you're doing all 16 sims on each character at a time, so you don't have to do the ship nodes on Jolie, Bastila, and Zalbar all at the same time. You can just do 1 at a time, and you'll still finish all 3 hard node farms within the 90 days that we can reasonably expect the soonest that this event is going to show up again. If it doesn't show up for 4 months, then that's 120 days, and this math doesn't even matter. You're going to get them farmed up. So if you are not in a position where you even have all of your Old Republic at 5 stars, 6 stars, whatever, if all of your Old Republic are only at 4 stars, which realistically, after Revan was announced, anybody who started farming them even 2 weeks ago should have them at 4 stars by now, you'll be in luck. You will get Revan next time he comes around, and I have done this at Gear 8. All 5 characters at Gear 8, Bastila, Jolie, Zalbar, Mission, and T3, all at Gear 8 can get Revan at 7 stars with pretty much just using the basic mod loadout screen where you just go, "Hey, give me 6 mods." And it throws 6 random mods, well, not random, but it uses the basic mod setup to just give you 6 mods because with Mission, it recommends a crit damage set with a crit damage triangle, and she hits so stinking hard. Gear 8 Mission, her basic seriously crits for like 25 to 35,000 damage at Gear 8 with a crit damage set and a crit damage triangle. Did you guys know that? I mean, she wrecks.
I did not know that.
She hits stupid hard.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
insane.
It's like a
Oh
truck,
my
man.
god. And if you use Bastila's ability to give her all those buffs so she gets offense up, oh my god, she just
Oh yeah.
she hits like a freaking
Blowing everybody
oh my,
up.
Oh my god, it's amazing. So basically what I'm saying is Gear 8 Mission hits like a truck, solves all your problems. Zalbar, surprisingly, at Gear 8 is pretty tanky with health mods, which it recommends using the basic mod loadout. So yeah, is my mic not really working that well?
Yeah, it's working fine. Why?
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Izzy's talking about my minute with Miss being longer than a minute. Yes, I know it is, but I want to reassure people that the farm can be done, and you are safe to get Revan. Just stay focused. That is the main thing. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Look at the goal. Eyes on the prize. And you'll get him. All right. Minute with Mist. Done. Next topic of discussion. B-28. Let her rip. Ranger. Let's go.
Worthless. Let's move on to something more fun.
Oh, at any rate, so yeah.
It is what it is, right? It's still a model from the Old Republic game.
It is, and it's depressingly bad.
It's not good. So I mean, I don't know what else more to say. I mean, please don't spend any money on this ship. Please don't do that.
I mean, yeah. Well, 10 minutes with Mist. Yeah, pretty much.
A plethora of minutes with Mist.
Yeah. And then you
Plethora of mist.
And then you have a days like today where I get 1 out of 8 shards on Bastila. Thanks, Bastila.
Sounds about right.
It's the drop rates have sucked of late. I mean, I've been farming the hell out of these characters like you have, and it's like, lick my ass, CG. Come on, man. If I'm doing all these refreshes and stuff, at least give me 2 shards. I've had some where I got 0. I was like, really?
Oh yeah,
one goddamn shard, really?
Yeah, I've had that a couple days. In fact, I tweeted out the other day when I got 0 on Bastila.
There you go. I mean, hey, do it again. See what you get.
Ah, crap.
Oh my god. Oh, you got one. Oh my god. Oh my god, you got one.
There we go. Ugh. Okay. Oh, people seriously quitting? Meh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why is everybody quitting? It's not.
Yeah, rage quitters, man.
Oh my god.
Well, it's not just.
So
I think that see, let's not do that because I think there's a lot of people that I know that have played this game for a long time that just this Revan thing. I told people this shit was going to happen, and people didn't believe me. And I'm like, I'm getting real data on this. People just saying I can't play this game anymore. I'm like, I can't argue with you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
If they didn't get Revan, especially, it's like they're getting slaughtered in arena, and they're just looking at the overall general philosophy, money grabbing that CG has been doing of lately. Just a lot of things. It's been I think it's been a more over time thing that people are like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done. I can go. I'm not going to waste. Why would I spend hundreds of dollars in this game when I can go play 5 or 6 other games and spend $60 on Xbox? Why would I do that? So. I mean.
Well, the two things.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Well, I was just saying. I was looking at the math. Let's just say that they charge us $50.
I just got 0 out of 8 on Bastila's ship node. So
I don't even know why you're bothered. I was just looking at the math, and I thought to myself, okay, say there's just 1 million people playing actively, right, in this game. I'm just rough estimate, right? And they just charge $50 for Revan. Just $50 to get Revan overall, right? in 1 month they could have made, if everybody had invested, right, $50 million. I just did the simple math in my head like that.
Yeah, I mean, like the number of Revens show for it too.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Izzy just popped in chat with 425 plus tax was what her Revan cost. So I mean,
That's what I'm saying. This price gouging shit is what really turns me off. And there's a lot of great things about this game, and I give CG props when I can, but the Revan thing just turned me off in a way that, and a lot of people off. So it doesn't surprise me that people have quit, because it's like, why? I mean, $425 for a character in a game on a phone.
Well, I mean, people spending that much. I mean, like, to each his own. If you can spend, you can spend.
Sure, but even if you can, it
much?
should be a reasonable amount. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, it is what it is, and people who spent obviously are rewarded with a very good character. But I mean,
Well, not even just Revan.
You got 6 characters out of the deal. You got 5 marquee characters and Revan. So I mean, CG's business model is sound for them. It works, and I mean that's really at the root of it. That's what it is, and I don't know. I mean, I know Warrior has made a lot of the same arguments you are making right now, and towards, if they drop the prices a little bit, they might get more people to spend. But if it's working for them and they don't see a reason to quit, then it is what it is. But for most players, you probably are not swimming in Revens. Hopefully. I would imagine.
We are, unfortunately.
That sucks, because I have the fortune or misfortune. Ouchie Dumpling there in chat. Shout out to Ouchie.
Hey, Ouchie.
My fellow shard mate. We're both, I guess you could say, have the fortune and or misfortune, depending on the way you look at it, to be on a day 1 global launch server. So basically the only people still playing on our server are the dedicated few, like myself, Ouchie, and obviously the beautiful people you see here on my arena rankings here. And of the top 50, which I am at rank 51, you can see I fell to 51 because people like hitting me and I don't like doing arenas. But I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Revan squads.
Count yourself lucky
in my arena shard. So for me,
let's see how many I got in my shard. I'll tell you. 1,
Sure.
2. So the top 6 are all Revan. Number 8's Revan, so that's 8 in the top 10. They're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of the top 20 are Revan. Then we have one at 22, so that's 14.
Wow.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So out of the top 30, 20 spots are Revan right now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. I mean, like, in my shard is like, I started a month after launch, and it's basically a day 1 shard. Including myself, there's only 5 Revens. So, I mean, either people are slowly working them or didn't have the resources to put into them at the time. But, I mean, I'm the lucky one out of you guys, it sounds like.
That's what it most certainly sounds like. So, and see, this is what I'm dealing with. I mean, this is one of the top 50 Revan squads, and my Thrawn outspeeds the entire squad. So, I mean, it's one of those. If you don't have a Revan squad that is extremely well geared, and this is where mods can really make a difference. For my particular, this particular battle, I just simply outspeed this guy, and to me, this is nothing. This is a cakewalk. This is going to be a walk in the freaking park here. To just absolutely destroy this squad.
Well, the teams you'll face in the top 20, I can't beat it.
Oh, that's not
I'm
what.
no longer.
Yeah.
I barely got in the top 20 today, and I have no shot. I have no shot. I tried different lineups, and I have really good mods, and I'm just like, I cannot beat this team. The Revens are so fast, and it's because of the boost he gets, because he starts off 160, and I don't care how much speed I put on my Nest or Thrawn, it's not going to matter. The Thrawn goes first. They destroy my Treya. I tried adding extra protection on her, which I did. Doesn't matter. They burn through her like she's a hot knife through butter, and it's ridiculous. It's outrageous. You cannot beat it.
Well,
So
real quick, there's those two counters that obviously have popped up everywhere. And in my shard, there's the Tarkin lead popping up at rank 1. So you got Tarkin lead with no Zetas, and then Thrawn boosting his speed up more, and then the Triumvirate, and then again the Maul Enfys Nest too. You don't need like major speed. You just got to put tenacity and potency on Enfys and watch her go.
I mean, there are some counters, but typically, even then, those teams, it's not an easy proposition, because
it's still a huge challenge. Yeah.
So I think they've I said this, and I'm going to stick with it, that I think Revan's going to be the death of this game, and I think that the players that have them are going to be just fine, right? But I think everybody else that, especially are put off by the fact that they just farmed the snot out of Treya, and their Treyas are worthless now.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really sucks. We did need a change to the meta with Treya. Don't get me wrong, that was boring as shit. But but it's created a haves and have-nots. Either you have it or you don't, and if you don't, then it's going to be a real struggle to get into the top. I'd say top 15.
Yeah.
Like you just said too, Ranger, like the Treya meta got kind of stale, and I just 7-starred my Treya a couple days ago, and even progressing into the Revan meta, if you are someone running Revan, you got to also worry about mirror matches and timeouts too, so it still makes the game dry in a sense, and people are going to be tired of running Revan in a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm just messing around with this guy, and
yeah, his mods are
they were not good at all. So I mean, that's an easy win. So it just goes to show that if you have good enough mods, you can beat the shall I say, I don't want to be rude, but you can beat the wannabes. You know what I mean? The people who didn't invest in mods and just have a Revan. I mean, I didn't even try.
Yeah, you got to have it. But the meta report's showing it.
Oh no, yeah, and that's what you do have the people who obviously a lot of the whales who whaled out on Revan. Logic dictates that whales have good everything. I mean, whales, they spend the money, they have the resources to dedicate themselves to getting good mods. I mean, most of the people, I mean, if I were to go to the top rank, okay, let's look at the guy who's sitting at number 1. The guy who's sitting at, was in number 1. So his Revan is, I'm afraid to scroll up here. 143 speed on his Revan. He has on his Hermit Yoda 128 speed. On his Grandmaster Yoda, he has 120 speed. On his Ezra, he has 100. See, I don't even have to think about it. It's got over 109 speed. And on his General Kenobi, let's just go ahead and guess it's over 100. Yeah, 123 speed. So this guy has incredibly good mods on all of his characters. Over 100 speed on all characters. So, I mean, that would be an extremely hard Revan to beat. Especially considering my best character is my Thrawn, who even still only has 100 and... Shoot, how much speed do I have on my Thrawn? I've got 143. So I have 143 speed on my Thrawn. And the rest of my characters are not that well off. My Scion, who I've actually got to pull you guys. I got 117 speed on him, and I am sitting here contemplating spending giving him his last piece of Gear 12 Plus. I have one piece of Gear 12 Plus on him, and I'm debating on putting the other piece of Gear 12 Plus on him to get that extra 6 speed, 2,000 health, 40 agility, 100 physical damage, 100 physical crit, and 85 physical. Yeah, I can't talk today. 85 physical crit chance. I'm debating on putting that piece on him. So, I'll have to. Yeah, I'll have to see what you guys all think. The other people that I could put that piece on are Jedi Training Rey, or Rey Jedi Training, whatever the hell her name is. Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, Boba, Dengar, General Kenobi, Grandmaster Yoda, Rex, or Sith Trooper. And I'm beginning. I think that Darth Sion is still probably the best choice for that piece.
Yeah, especially if you're running Trey and everything in Arena, like going all in on the Sith. Yeah.
Yep. Boop. Done. All right.
There you go.
Two or three people in Arena plus Xylo plus Ranger. Yeah. Or people in chat, not people in Arena, but yeah. Ouchie, can I fight you? It depends. How far back are you, Ouchie? How far back is Ouchie? If she's ahead of me, then that means I'm going to have to climb. Otherwise, have at it, Ouchie. Go ahead and fight my team and record it for me, because I want to see how bad it loses. Yep. I didn't see you on my quick scan, so yeah, feel free to jump in there, tear my team apart, and show me what it looks like. So the B-28 bomber, let's switch over to my test account here, pull it up. Very underwhelming. I know it was a very abrupt transition there, but Revan is a horse best left dead, so we'll kill that topic. The B-28 Extinction Class Bomber. I'm sure you guys have seen a couple videos on this. If you haven't listened to the podcast that I did last night, let me see. I think it was posted on Sir George's Games YouTube
channel.
Yeah, it was
like HMV or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that today. It looked really cool.
Yeah, it was a really fun stream. Good peoples. Sir George's is a lot of fun, as is the rest of that group with and that live stream. So they're just it was a fun stream. It was a lot of fun. The Hollow News Network, I believe, is the name of the podcast. So
yeah, there it is.
Yes. We talked about the Extinction Class Bomber ad nauseum, and we tried to come up with some possible squad makeups, and I might try a couple of them here. The basic attack on this one deals physical damage to a target enemy. On a critical hit, the B-28 gains defense up for 2 turns. Basically, the verdict on this ability is it sucks because you have to score a critical hit to score defense up. You probably, especially on a tank, would want an ability that just grants defense up by itself without having to score a critical hit, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Then high value target, the unique, the first time another Sith ally takes damage and any time another Sith ally drops below 100% health, the B-28 taunts for 2 turns. While taunting, the B-28 gains 25% crit avoidance. Whenever a Sith ally takes damage or evades an attack from an enemy, there is an 80% chance to place a concussion mine on that enemy. The B-28 recovers 15% protection anytime a concussion mine explodes on an enemy. The special ability gained from the pilot, which I am rather irritated at their choice of pilot, is an ability called Bombing Run. Deal physical damage to all enemies and place concussion mines on them. After 1 turn, these concussion mines explode. Concussion mines, sorry, that probably was loud, deals damage equal to 10% of the target's max health and dazes the target for 2 turns. When it explodes, can't be dispelled. The reinforcement ability, which, let's all be honest, you're probably not going to run this in reinforcements. When it enters the battle, place 2 concussion mines on all enemies, which can't be evaded but can still be resisted. After 1 turn, these concussion mines explode while the B-28 is active. All Sith allies recover 5% protection anytime a concussion mine explodes on an enemy, and then has the definition for concussion mine. Kit is simple, kind of a mix between Cad Bane and the Sith Trooper, where the Sith Trooper auto taunts or gains 1 buff anytime a Sith ally falls below 50% health. Looking at this kit, looking at the class that this ship is, a tank, a Sith tank, one would have made a logical deduction that the pilot for this ship, which probably honestly would have been a little bit of just a tiny bit of a little gimme to the player base, would have been to make the pilot the Sith Trooper.
Right.
The fact that they made this the Marauder, which, let's be honest, very few people probably have at 7 stars because it really did not come out with very much. I mean, it looked great when we got our first hands on, but then wasn't doing near the same amount of damage that we were seeing in the pre-testing, pre-release testing. It just didn't come out with the same kind of fanfare and pizzazz as like Darth Sion, who came out at the same time or around the same time. So it's just, I mean, you have on one hand the Sith Marauder, which very few people have at 7 stars, even fewer probably have at Gear 12, or the Sith Trooper, which is meta in arenas. Many players probably have at 7 stars. Many players, myself included, have probably at Gear 12, or at least Gear 11. I mean, Gear 11 is pretty reasonable for most players, I would assume. And would have at least given players the opportunity to have some usefulness for some use for this ship, even at 3 stars without wailing out, or probably would have driven some players, a larger number, possibly even, to spend the $10 on this ship's initial pack to push it to 4 stars, because they would have had a pilot that was already geared, already started up, and already ready to go. You pop $10 into this thing and you've got a 4-star ship with a Gear 12 pilot, 7 stars, and it's, oh my god, you can actually use it in arena, or possibly use it in arena. But instead they chose a Sith Marauder that very few people probably have at 12 stars or 7 stars Gear 12. And unfortunately it's just well, see, Hellenix, you're probably a very large exception to the rule. So you stop contradicting everything I say. But I mean, in arenas, my initial first impressions were very much along the same line of the Sith Fighter, which to me was just a big snooze fest. I've gone on about the Sith Fighter in the past. I don't need to beat that horse to a pulp. It's already dead. I mean, a ship that can't crit, so therefore has no synergy with the Sith or the Scimitar. I mean, the only real benefit, the only thing the Sith Marauder or the Sith Fighter brings to the table is the ability to give all Sith allies 25% turn meter whenever a Sith ally deals damage to an enemy, or whenever an enemy falls below 100% health. Sorry, whenever an enemy falls below 100% health, all Sith allies gain 25% turn meter. The downside to this ability is the fact that Sith Fighter, while it can ignore protection, can only ignore protection when an enemy has a debuff. If you can't crit, and you have to have a debuff on the enemy in order to get that ignore protection, then what purpose does this ship serve? I mean, it just does so little damage too. I mean, I'll show you guys. 7 stars, 7-star ship, maxed abilities, 7-star Gear 12 plus pilot. And the Sith Fighter does, ready for it? Let's go ahead and see how many of these bombs actually stick. Ah, see, one was resisted. Go figure. All right, so let's The target is not below 50% health. Okay, so let's do the basic. Suffering a debuff. There's no protection anywhere. 17,000 damage. $17,000 damage. Just come on, really? I mean, if you're gonna take away the ability for a ship to crit, at least make it do decent damage. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a broken record. I don't know, but I mean, thoughts on this? And then squishiness. Talk about squishiness. This is just okay. Yeah, so there you go. Sith meta, not meta. All of my pilots are rocking Gear 12 plus, 7 stars, and you just saw in one volley, IG 2000 just absolutely wrecked my entire lineup. So yeah, Sith, not meta.
Sith.
Not meta in any way. No way, shape, or form are Sith meta. So the B-28, nice try. It's going to be sitting on the shelf of shame. So, yeah. Not proud at all. Yeah. I just, there's so many great characters with great kits and a lot of potential in this game, and I just feel like some of it just not really what I'm expecting, Is there a new fleet challenge? Oh no, never mind. Sorry. This is on my test account. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. I got excited there for a second. I was like, oh, I got Zetamats. Oh, I don't need Zetamats.
Son of a...
I know. All right, so Zetamat. Of course, I got boned on my actual live account. See, test account, everything works better.
It does. You get more goodies.
More goodies that I don't need. Yeah, hot garbage.
Yeah, well, the thing we should talk about is Mist. It's quiet. It's too quiet over there at CG.
What do you mean?
They haven't said anything in weeks. We still haven't got the...
Oh, yeah, we still haven't got the Road Ahead blog.
Right.
I'm really...
So we'll get this Road Ahead blog, next Road Ahead blog.
I'm really actually hoping that no Road Ahead blog means that we're just kind of left to our own devices. What I would really like to see is... I'd love to see a Separatist rework. What would you guys like?
Well, we've got next week, and I will be playing the shit out of it, Battlefront 2 with Geonosis, and Grievous finally coming into the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if all this quiet leads to Yield's rework of General Grievous and the droids, maybe, or Separatists. Wouldn't shock me. I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen, but wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, maybe the Galactic Republic too paired with it. That would be like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. Like the Galactic Republic Jedi, and some of the other like role characters underneath the Galactic Republic tag in general, and the Separatists obviously need it too. So
yes, I think that it's not unreasonable to see a Galactic Republic or a Separatist. A little bit of Separatist love coming our way. At least a girl can hope. I really, really, really would like to see a Separatist rework. I just finished the third tier of, the second tier of the Sith challenge. Which the quest, so to take Count Dooku to Gear 12, and he is he's still very bad.
He's not good.
No,
yeah.
he's not. At Gear 12, with all 3 of the Gear 12 pieces, he just... not good. I mean, just not good. I know that a couple weeks ago I was playing around with Darth or Count Dooku in I believe it might have been or even Galactic War. So um, let's go in here with just Count Dooku, and we can kind of get a little feel for. So he is Gear 12, and I'll show you, so I'm not lying. He is Gear 12 with the only pieces that he does not have are the Gear 12 Plus. So, 25% offense gained from having the Hermit Yoda buff. What is this called again? Master's Training. That's right. So even
cannot be done.
right. So even with the 25% increased offense, you can go ready. We're gonna slow this down to 1x speed so we can see how pitiful this is. 4,400 damage on a counterattack with a crit. 10,000 damage. No character should be doing that little damage. I mean, I don't know. I mean, here you go. Offense up plus, still only not very impressive. And so I really am, I call it selfish. I would really like to see a Separatist rework because, number one, you've got Count Dooku, who, I mean, one of the very first characters in the game that a lot of people will, arguably obtain and use to a large extent because he's got a lot of really good utility. His kit is really good. The ability to stun on counterattacks, a 100% counterattack chance, a basic that can't be countered, so it kind of counters himself if you're fighting a mirror battle. And he ability blocks and stuns with both his basic and he stuns with his special, inflicts shocks. I mean, his kit is good. The damage output is like the only thing that really sucks with Count Dooku. And he's not the only Separatist that just really needs some love. You've got all the Geonosians, which how many people have invested in Geonosians for ships? I mean, they're arguably meta, if you want to get down to it, the meta in ships. Geonosians are very, very good under pretty much any capital ship except Mace Windu. So, Geonosians, they're only good as pilots. I mean, come on. You've got Sun Fac, who arguably was one of the best tanks in the game once upon a time, if you recall. And so, I mean, and then you've got General Grievous, the freaking elephant in the room here as far as Separatists go. How many people want a freaking General Grievous rework?
I think everybody in
raise your hands.
Yeah, okay.
All the day one players. Yeah.
Yes.
His farm is a nightmare too.
Oh my god,
the fact that he's so hard to get and that he's so worthless.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's really sad. It's super sad. So if they could rework him to make him better, like they've done a lot of the other characters in the game, that would make a lot of people happy. I mean, so I think Finn or somebody today was talking about that in lunchroom or yesterday's lunch stream where they were like, so what's going to happen? We got the Revan meta, and then Grievous is going to get reworked to be a Jedi killer, and then that'll counter meta. To be Revan.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be evil.
That would be so awesome. Wrong. Oh my god, I would love that. I would go out and Gear 12 my Grievous in a freaking heartbeat. Oh my god, it would be so awesome. Come on, yeah, there we go. Oh, don't kill him. Damn it. Oh well. We're gonna call in Poe Dameron's X-Wing because it's so awesome. Pow. So, what else would you guys like to see as far as upcoming additions to the game?
Well, I mean, we're kind of in limbo, right? So we had this huge marquee push, right? We had so many characters, we didn't know what to do with ourselves, right?
Right.
Now we're into this, I don't know, what do you want to call it? The legendary heroes portion of the game, where I don't think we're going to get any marquees. I think we're going to get another legendary or two or maybe another heroes. I think that's what they're pushing now. They did all this marquee stuff and like, okay, we need to slow down on that.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to do the opposite, I think, and they're not learning that they're going to do that. So it would it wouldn't shock me if we get two more legendaries before between now and before and a reworks. I think they're going to do some reworks, and I think they're going to introduce more characters. And the way they're going to do that is either through legendaries or another hero thing. And it wouldn't shock me at all. I think we may get
No.
marquees with like a couple of maybe ships, maybe a character here or there. I'd be shocked if we got more than one, but I think that's where they're kind of they're leaning towards, is doing this kind of stuff, because if the revenue numbers prove out to them that it works, right, then why not?
Right.
You know, if they can make a fortune doing that kind of stuff, then, you know, they're not going to stop,
Right.
you know, doing what they're doing. So, you know, but that's what I think. I mean,
So
you think
so
do you
then
guys see something different? I mean, and that's not even considering we might get into the battle. But I was thinking that when they did Geonosis the Battlefront, that they would also at the same time introduce a surprise that they were going to introduce Geonosis as another territory battle, something along those lines. But
I mean, they could. I mean, if they did release new legendary events, what characters do you think that they would have us use, and what characters do you think we would be getting?
C3PO,
C-3PO? Okay.
and I think it'll be. I don't know which route they'll go with it. Will it be the
Probably
Rebels
Ewoks.
or Ewoks? You see what
Maybe.
I'm saying? What
I mean,
what they're doing?
yeah, I mean, I could see Ewoks with that one, and I think that would probably just be a legendary character that I would just say, too bad, so sad, not gonna get it. Because my Ewoks are Gear 8. I think I might have one Ewok that I was like, you know what, I'll take him to Gear 9. I think it might have been a
I
Scout.
don't even know where. I haven't even looked at Ewoks so long. Where, I mean, once I got the stuff done, they're. I mean, Tebow have had
Let's
Gear
see.
11 for a while.
Took him to Gear 11.
Wicked. I think the other ones are, Wicked's Gear 9. I could take him to Gear 10. Chirpa's 9. I could take him to Gear 10. No, he's 7. Never mind. Who's the one that I have? Oh, Elder. I had worked on Elder for a little bit. So my Ewoks are not in a bad spot. You know, the only one, too, I haven't really dicked around with is Logray and Paplu. And I get those whenever I get them. But, I mean, I have enough Ewoks to unlock the event if it was a legendary. I could easily in Gearmo, and I've got some good ones with Wicked, Chirpa, Elder, TiVo, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, so go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
but it's either going to be, it could be Ewoks, and because I think what they might do is with the legendaries back to back is, because Christmas time's coming. They've got to make money because there's no movie this year. So what are they going to? So what are they going? How are they going to generate the same kind of income that they got from the last few years, where they've had characters? Because when the game first started, we had The Force Awakens. Next year was Rogue One. Last year it was, The Last Jedi. What are you going to do this year? There's no movie.
Right.
So you've got to generate income that you're losing from those movies not being there and not having all those slew of characters come in. So that's why I think the legendary route is, as a business sense, what they're going to do. And they could go legendary here, or I think it could be C-3PO next month. Yeah. And I think it's going to be Return of the Jedi Luke after that.
Return of the Jedi Luke. And you think that would be a legendary, or do you think that they would make that? I was going to say that would have to be a hero's. That would have to be a hero's journey. Now, see, the only way that I could see Return of the Jedi Luke being, so what I think they might do with the Return of the Jedi Luke, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for Commander Luke Skywalker, when his event came out, it went for 7 days, same as every other hero's journey that we've had so far. And R2 only showed up on the very last day, right? R2's event ran one more time, like it ran, and it started on the very last day of Commander Luke Skywalker's event. Am I correct?
Was this the first or the second time around, Mist?
Because I think for the second time it came around, they ran R2's event before the Commander Luke Skywalker event. But the reason... But I remember that there was a huge, huge stink from the player base when they found out that they initially were planning on running Commander Luke Skywalker's event and not overlapping it with R2's event, so that every player who was like, oh, I wasn't prepared for R2 when he first came out, I didn't get him to 7 stars, but I am prepared now, but now I'm being punished for not being prepared 6 months ago or whatever it was for R2, because they're not going to run R2's event again before I need R2 at 7 stars to get Commander Luke Skywalker. So I think that if we do need Chewbacca, this is where I'm going with this. If we do need Chewbacca to get a Jedi Luke Skywalker, which I believe we will, I would hope that EA CG would do the same thing, where they don't necessarily run the Chewbacca event right before they run the Jedi Luke Hero's Journey, but maybe overlap it 1 or 2 days at the very end, so that if you are in need of Chewbacca, like you didn't get Chewbacca 7 stars first time around, you're going to sit there on pins and needles and just have to wait and watch everybody else unlock Jedi Luke Skywalker for the first 5 or 6 days.
Right. We talked about that before during the Chewbacca stream on your channel too, Mist, with Finn, when Finn was joining us. He we always talk about that one during the lunch streams too. The legendary events are a 3-month cadence, and then the heroes' journeys are kind of like a 4 to 6 months cadence, so that way that they're meant to overlap each other when the time comes to make it to where you can acquire the character, and I think they've totally adjusted that. And like you said, the next go around for Chewbacca, it makes sense to put him in there in the event before Luke if you need him that go around. And I totally think they would. I think they've learned from that mistake before.
I would hope so. And Thane Kyrell is of the same mindset here in chat. Says that they've always brought back the legendary tune needed for a hero's journey, and I'm really hopeful that they do that, because number one, Chewbacca's awesome, and I really want to get him to 7 stars. I want to get that last star. I'll have my Bosk to 7 stars by then, so it'll be a cakewalk once I get Bosk to 7 stars. So I'll be ready for that legendary event when it comes back around, and I'm not sure who else they would require for a Jedi Luke Skywalker. So if they do bring out a C-3PO, I don't think that they would turn right around and require C-3PO for a Jedi Luke hero's journey. Agree, disagree?
Agree.
You agree.
But then again, who thought that they would do they just did a legendary heroes back to back, not related to one another, but the resources and stuff that went into the Chewbacca stuff. And then you throw Revan right after that. It's like
Chewbacca was a legendary, and Revan was a hero's journey type.
Why
event,
why can they do a C-3PO and legendary and then Luke hero?
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying is they could do those back to back. I'm not saying that, but I don't think that they would have a C-3PO legendary and then turn around and require C-3PO to get Jedi Luke at 7 stars, is what I'm saying. Because they've never done that before. Even BB-8 was introduced to the game and then ran the event. They ran that event twice before they ran the Jedi Training Rey hero's journey the first time. Right. Commander Luke Skywalker, R2 was introduced to the game, and then the event ran at least one more time before the Commander Luke Skywalker hero's journey. This ancient journey didn't require any legendary characters. It's just 4 or 5 freaking hard farms. So, yeah. So, oh yay, 26,000 with a Sith fighter. So it is. Yeah, I mean, Decepticons, they could very well surprise us. I mean, but Izzy asks, who is the worst hero's journey? Honestly, they were all easy. I mean, are we asking Izzy?
Well, just maybe
style.
Well, we could rate it overall. They were all easy, so it's not a difficult thing, right?
No, it's not a difficult thing.
We could talk maybe about the farm. We could talk
Oh,
about
that one hands down becomes Revan. I mean, that if anybody who
yeah,
says
Revan's
Revan
the
wasn't
worst
the
one.
worst,
The events themselves are cool. They're well done. You know, the story arc from like the movies and stuff like that that's related. You know, that's fine. So I don't think it's a matter of rating them based off that. I mean, I still like the one where old Ben faces Vader and stuff, and
Mm,
with the CLS one, and then you've got Ray fighting Kylo at the end. So they get high marks on those. CLS was, I
mm,
think, the easiest to get because we had farmed a lot of those characters. A lot of people
right,
dealing with that they hadn't really worked on with CLS, but he wasn't a hard farm to get. You know, a lot of people
right.
had Old Ben, Stormtrooper Han, you know, Princess Leia. You know, but then it was also getting R2. So you had to have you had to have R2 with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think CLS was the easiest overall initially to get. Ray was, I think, second because we kind of suspected with the movie coming out last year, or not last year, that
Mm-hmm.
she was coming, right?
Right.
And we knew that with all the characters that we were thinking they were going to do Resistance, who is it related to? And we kind of guessed that the veterans, but they only became free to play 2 weeks before they actually made the official announcement,
Right. And they
right?
were both on
And then
16 energy nodes.
right, and they were awful. That
Mm-hmm.
one was really awful, and I
Mm-hmm.
would have rated that like the suckiest because they're not really great characters. Now the Revan characters are really good, but they're way
Mm,
they're just five marquee. So I think Revan by far is the worst hero's journey that we've
mm-hmm.
had.
So,
Just an overall, and I think Luke's was the easiest to get, the best. I think Ray's in the middle because that veteran
yeah, the
that veteran
veterans were
farm
they
that
were
was a
rough.
nightmare. It
Yeah.
was really rough. I mean,
Yeah.
it came down to the wire for me and Finn,
Yep.
but we were able to get it, and I didn't have a problem with that because I'm like, okay, little dicey there, but okay, we'll deal with it because the other
Mm-hmm.
characters were free to play and you'd had them for a while,
Right.
with Finn and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
So, but the Revan one I think is taking
Mm-hmm.
the cake as not the event itself. I think the event itself was cool,
Oh yeah.
uh, but the actual trying to get him is it's been said enough.
Yeah. So I guess Izzy was asking in terms of quality, which character is the best, which character is the worst out of Revan, RJT, and CLS. Um,
Well, I think we're all going to agree Revan's the best one so far. He's ridiculous.
but do you think that Revan is the best um, as far as overall utility? Because
Yeah, I do.
CLS, I feel like CLS is a little more versatile. Like he fits into more squads than
He
Revan.
can, but I think you're getting way more bang for your buck with Revan. I mean, that team can be used anywhere and dominate it. I mean, it is a free win on whatever you do. Pick a raid, pick arena, pick territory wars, pick territory battles. It's not that CLS and JTR aren't as well, but because the reason I give Revan the edge is because you can do that with all of them. They all are very versatile characters. Um, but Revan being as powerful as he is in arena, and I think he's going to be a nightmare in territory wars. That's why I give him the edge because you can use and they're phenomenal characters. JTR, CLS, because I think the CLS Chewbacca team with Han is phenomenal. I think the JTR squad with the Resistance is phenomenally good, and you get a lot of mileage from.
Mm-hmm.
But then just because of arena, I give the edge to Revan because he can do all those, and he's a little bit better in arena right now. So until something changes, I mean, I can't see it being ranked any other way. Now you can debate CLS, JTR. I kind of prefer CLS a little bit myself, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I like I think I like CLS the best of the other two as well.
sure.
JTR is fun because she's a tank, quote unquote. I'm very, very loosely using that term here. She doesn't taunt, and really all she's got is a lot of health, and a lot of avoidance. She stacks foresight like a mofo.
Hmm.
but the only squad she's really good in is with. I mean, she has to be paired with BB-8, whereas CLS can arguably be paired with anyone,
Yeah,
or fit in a support role for with any squad. So he doesn't need to be paired with anybody, whereas Ray has to be paired with BB-8 to be worth a damn. And arguably, if you don't have her, it's not a big deal because Resistance are still stupid good under a Finn Zeta lead, and you don't even need Ray Jedi training or Jay Jedi training or whatever the hell her name is. You just don't need her. So, as far as who you need, and then the other thing is you need CLS for territory battles. So it's not even a matter of he's just good. He's mandatory for territory battles. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
It's true.
So
valid point. So I could say CLS. Then we could say this Revan
are
kind of neck and neck with each other.
Yeah, Revan. Yeah, I would agree with that. I agree with that.
JTR's third.
Mm-hmm.
She's too locked into, and she has to have BB-8. I mean, I have tried running her with a Zeta Finn team. It does really well.
Oh yeah, she does.
But it's still in the constraint of it's just Resistance. I mean,
right.
JTR anywhere else is kind of like, she doesn't really, it's all about her leader and BB-8, and those two are kind of like a match pair. I can see what you're saying with now. Revan can use any of the Jedi and just be ridiculous.
I know. And he can probably. I haven't played around with him much in an Old Republic squad, like using now T3. T3 is
Old Republic. Yeah.
T3 is meh. I don't know how good Revan lead with. Obviously, it's probably not going to be arena meta, but it could very well be an extremely potent offensive TW squad if you happen to not be required by your guild to place your Revan on defense. I'm sure you could probably use Mission and Zalbar very effectively under a Revan lead. I think
Mission and Zalbar are both great teams, and I think T3 is a great droid, especially in a droid line.
Oh yeah,
they're all really good characters, and I think that the Old Republic squad with Revan, Basilisk, Jolie, Mission, Zalbar, you could really put the pain on someone awful, just ridiculous. You don't need T3 in that squad, but. So that's another team that they can run. So Revan is not as locked in as JTR, but you're right about CLS. Now that I think about it, he can be used in other teams. I mean, I'm just thinking about this myself. I did Heroic AAT. I just put on auto JTR with CLS, Thrawn, BB-8, and R2, just to get 20 plus million damage. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. You can use CLS in a lot of different places that you can't use JTR or Revan. Revan has a little bit more versatile because he can use Jedi and Old Republic and make them phenomenally good. But yeah, Rey, she's too locked in, and she needs BB-8. So yeah, you're right. I could definitely see you saying why CLS is the best character out of those three.
Yeah, plus I love his turn meter manipulation. The ability for him to
that's really a nice
strip
thing.
buffs. I mean he's just so stinking good. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's like one of the first legendary characters in the game, or not legendary, but hero's journey characters. Plus, I happened to be lucky enough to get him first time around, so I don't know. Either way, they're both equally good. Like I said, I think you've got a good argument for making, saying they're neck and neck. As far as, ships, it's pretty clear that they're making an attempt to bring more ships to the game. They did mention the Millennium Falcon when they introduced Chewbacca to the game.
Yeah.
So, do you think that we're going to see an OG Millennium Falcon added to the game this quarter? I mean, obviously, we still don't have the road ahead. So, yes?
Yeah, I think so. That makes total sense to me. I could see that coming this quarter too. I didn't even consider that as part of maybe something they offer. But I don't know how you do a legendary or anything with this ship because we don't have enough ships really to do anything with. So I think it'll be introduced, but we don't have enough ships yet or group of ships to do a legendary, journey of anything like that. That wouldn't shock me at all. December they bring out the aluminum Falcon.
The
So
aluminum falcon. What the hell is an aluminum falcon?
ludicrous speed.
Oh, and like Ranger said too, how are they gonna approach the event? And then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, like when we unlocked the bomber today, you got that achievement for 20.
I know, right? Great point.
So now looking at the achievements, there's still 2 more light side ships for the light side achievement. So maybe potentially we'll get some more Rebel ships from that series, the original trilogy, and that'll be a requirement. Maybe, who knows?
That's a possibility. I just really, if they do bring the Millennium Falcon, oh god, they had better not require bounty hunter ships. if they drop that panic farm on us, I would just laugh. I would just laugh and be like,
yeah,
no.
they can't. They will piss off so many people because even Wells. I mean, a lot of people do not like ships.
Well,
and there's only so many.
I think our only saving grace is that there are only 4 bounty hunters in the game. What I could see is cargo ships. I could see them require 5 cargo ships, which means I got to get farming on my Lando's Millennium Falcon.
Ships are not a priority for me. It's all about farming characters and stuff. I mean, I've got all the ships that have come out. The Houndstooth, Xanadu, IGs, the Sith fighters and bomber. They're 3 stars. I'm not even touching them.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I've done a little bit on is Houndstooth, but my other ships I haven't finished the original Millennium Falcon or Lando's because it's all about characters. They put you in a position where it's like, you've got so many characters that they've linked with ship energy, right? That it's like, you have to make a choice. Do I care about characters or do I care about these ships? And not that some of the ships aren't bad. I think they're good. It's just like, I got Nest to finish. I got all these Old Republic. If I ever want to unlock Revan, and it's like or Scions in there, so it's hard to say to someone unless they're just all in on ships. Like, yeah, you should farm ships out of the ship thing,
Yeah, speaking of Enfys, my Enfys is rocking Gear 12, my friend.
Very nice.
Yeah, I finished farming her last week, and boy howdy. I pretty damn happy about that one. Very happy about that.
Yeah, and she doesn't have any mods on her.
Oh, yep. Well, it's because I swap her and Thrawn. I swap their mods around between the 2 of them. I gotta replace.
I mean, if you get to a position where you don't have any characters to farm from the ships ones, or you're pretty set, then I think you've got the Old Republic and Nest done and Scion done. Then, by all means, rock and roll and get those ships, man. I'd farm the living snot out of them. Why not?
Yeah.
Because the other characters, I think Young Lando's in there. Who else? Somebody else. I can't think. But yeah, I'd do some of the ships. Why not?
Jolie is in ships. Sith Fighter is in ships. Zalbar, Poe's X-Wing. So, if you don't give a good gosh darn about Bastila, Jolie, or Zalbar, which I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, maybe you've already got them 7 stars. That's cool. And you don't have Poe's X-Wing for whatever crazy reason. If you've got Old Republic at 7 stars, but you don't have Poe's X-Wing, get Poe's X-Wing. That is probably phenomenal. It is one of the best attackers in the game. I mean, you saw me in my ship fleet battle, in my fleet arena battle earlier. It just absolutely smoking
you get him done. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so nasty.
I'm trying to think. I'm about to do his second reinforcement, and I think
nasty.
He hits so hard. I think I'm one piece away from his second reinforcement, which was what?
75 pieces, yeah, and it's good. Oh my god, it's so good. Deal bonus damage equal to 10% of the target enemy's max health. So absolutely wreaks havoc on on top of the big hit. Yeah, just so good. Dramatic entrance.
Yeah, and I'm about to finish all his stuff. I mean, because I'm
Hmm.
all in on Poe's ship. I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's one of the better reinforcement
And
ships.
honestly, Poe is probably one of those characters that I should take to Gear 12 because his ship is so
Well, if he's Gear
good.
11, that's really all you need. I mean, you get a little
Yeah.
bit from Gear 12, but it's the character himself. Yeah, you should, but you can get by with him just fine with
Oh
as
yeah. I
Gear
have.
11.
I have been.
Yeah,
So
that's totally fine.
yeah, I mean
Absolutely.
it's not like I'm really trying for first place in ships right now. It's just what is, it is what it is. But uh territory battles, territory wars, do you guys think, I mean, gosh, I wish we had the Road Ahead blog. So much speculation. I mean, you mentioned that possibly getting like a Geonosius territory battles. How likely do you think it is that we're only gonna get characters this quarter? Um, last, I believe it was quarter, because I think this is their second quarter or third quarter. I think it's their third quarter. Um, how likely? I mean, we got the Sith raid last winter, did we not? Or did the Sith raid get introduced in the
Sith Raid
spring?
was this year, wasn't it? February,
That's
March,
right.
something like that.
It got introduced around the same time as it got introduced with the Sith, with the Kotor month, with the Kotor characters,
Hmm.
with Marauder and Sith and Darth Sion. That's right. Did they introduced? Oh no, that's what it was. It was Dark Side territory battles last Thanksgiving was Dark Side territory battles. That is correct. So, do you think we're gonna see a new territory battles this quarter,
We're seeing
or
something's coming because again, they have to get into that space and try to create buzz and make money.
uh
So they have to
huh?
introduce something, not just events, but I mean like a territory battle, some new form of game that we've never seen before, something along those lines. Because if
Hmm.
they don't, then it's going to be hard for them to just keep making money off characters. They can, but again, they don't have a movie, so they're
Right.
limited. They're not limited on what characters. They've got the whole Star Wars canon to bring in
Of
characters,
course.
but the Sith Raid's been since February. I mean, most people have it on farm. A lot of people are finished. They're done with their Treyas. They just it's a gear farm for them now, right?
Hmm.
Like a lot of the raids, and it's starting to creep down further and further to the lower tier guilds because a
Hmm.
lot of people have beaten the Sith Raider now farming Trey and stuff. So um, they've got to introduce something,
Right.
new gameplay related, and I don't know what that's going to be. I'm just speculating, but I have no idea what it's going to be. I mean, you think it might be Geonosis, but it may not be. It could be some new form of game that we've never seen before.
This is
I
true.
don't know what they're going to do, but if they go through, let's say October's done, right?
Hmm.
We're not going to get anything else in October, maybe a character, but I would be shocked if nothing else comes, right? Then
Right.
November, bam. December, definitely we're going to get some shit because it's the
Yeah.
Christmas, the season holidays. They're
Hmm.
trying to make money, blah, blah, blah. People are
Right.
getting their gift cards. They want to have stuff at the beginning to mid of December so that after Christmas, people, they get gift cards, things of that nature. They're like,
Hmm.
I can go use my $50 gift card to go get this character or do this thing.
Right. No, I think you're 100% right. We're going to see new content coming to the game. That's a given.
Right,
It's just a matter of what and to what extent.
right.
Um, okay, we're gonna get new characters. Okay, well, are we gonna get legendaries? Are we gonna get another journey? Are we gonna get, what are we gonna get? And how are they gonna bring those characters to us? Um, the other big question that a lot of people want to know is, are we gonna see new game modes? So, yeah, I mean, uh, it it is. There's a lot of question marks out there, and as much as I would really, really love to see a lot of new content, I'm kind of nervous about what that's gonna mean. Like, how many more panic farms are we gonna have?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know, but I don't think they can keep sustain this panic farming crap. I really don't. I mean, I think they've got to stop it. I mean, come up with a business strategy that is sustainable. I mean, the panic farming thing is just,
Mm-hmm.
to me, I think it's lazy. You know, I'm a business major, and you look at the economics of it. Yeah, it works, but it turns off a lot of people, and eventually, it's just if you create panic in your market, then it'll work for a while, but people get sick of that crap. They really do. Even whales are like,
Mm-hmm.
"What? Just kiss my ass," It's like,
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't. Just like I said, if we have 1 million people playing this game actively and they all spend $50 a month, you're making $50 million a month.
Right. And
So,
I know they have more than 1 million players.
right. So, a lot of them are free to play, so it's offset. But I mean, if you could get some of those free to play to spend, even if you say $20 a month, if you get every player in this player to, I say 1 million people are playing and they spend $20 a month, that's $20 million a month. That's 240. What, 240 million? No, that's not right. 20 million. Yeah, it's $240 million a year.
Right.
If you can't sustain yourself with a mobile game making those kind of margins, then I don't know what to tell you, man.
Right.
I really
Right.
don't.
No, I'm. You bring up a very fair argument, and I think Warrior has a lot of the same sentiments. That but like I said, we talked about this earlier. It's their business model, and it works for them, and they're sticking to it. At this point, even if it wasn't working for them, I don't think they would abandon it just because
No.
they've committed to it. You know what I mean? God, there goes my Millennium Falcon. Um, I just, I don't know. There's a lot yet to come, um, and I mean, I hope it's good stuff, I'm sure it will be. It's just, I really don't want C3PO. Is that wrong of me to say? Like I don't want C3PO.
Yeah, I mean that we're just speculating. I mean, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I
No,
mean,
yeah,
we
I know
may.
you are. It's just,
I don't know what they're gonna do. It could be we get an event, new kind of gameplay in November, then another legendary in December, or they flip that script, or we don't get any new kind of gameplay, and then we get a couple new characters. I don't know what the strategy is, but you know, uh, we can speculate till the cows come home,
yeah, this is true. Like I
and then I
said.
blame Finn.
Yeah, blame Finn.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
know,
Canada. Just blame Canada.
are you an angel? Shut up, Finn.
Oh boy. So territory battles. How's your guild doing on territory battles there?
Oh, we're killing it. We're 193 GP guild, so
Oh
yeah.
yeah, so you're probably
It's a,
45 stars every time.
yeah, for light side, it's not a problem. For dark side, we'll be 47, I think, again, but will
Hmm.
we hit 48? I think you need to be
Dude,
about 200 billion. It's gonna be
48 is
close.
hard. I think we were 12 million
I
short.
did it when I was in MC2. We did it. We hit
Oh man,
48,
it's so
so
hard.
it can be done.
Oh no, I know it can be done. Obviously, there's a damn
But
achievement for it.
yeah, I've got the achievement. But MC3, I think we should be able to get it by the next time this next dark side territory battle.
All
So
right.
I'll
Well,
be
good
happy for a
luck.
lot of
Good
those
luck.
guys. But yeah, light
Streamline.
side. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, Stream Battle show's good. Okay.
You guys should. Well, I mean, what stars you guys hitting in your guild?
So
You should be 45, right? Or
yeah, we hit
Umatsu. I'm
45.
gonna start yelling at Umatsu.
Nope. Yeah, we did. We actually started using a new bot in our Discord server, and it works fantastically. And obviously, it helps having good guild participation, which I am in a. I have the good fortune of being in a very good guild. We're at 191 GP, 191 million GP. So, we're pretty close to you guys. Not quite as high, but close to. And we got 45 stars on our last light side, and we got 47 stars on our last dark side.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to get. I mean, especially with the fact that now we have Sith Fighter, Sith Bomber, IG 2000, and Xandu Blood, and Houndstooth, all in ship platoons, there's a very good chance that we may not even get one of our 6 platoons on dark side. We only got one platoon, if I recall correctly, last dark side territory battle. So we got 47 stars, even with only one ship platoon, filled, not one of the 3 pairs, only one platoon filled. Like, we were only one of 6. So we didn't even get that like first credit for filling platoons for the dark side. So yeah, that was yeah,
Hey, it is what it is.
Sucked. It just sucked. All right, so Hawthorne Soldier.
You know, I didn't even look at platoons today if Revan was needed. I think it was, wasn't it?
I think there were some people who were saying that Revan popped up, and I think they issued an apology, actually. So that is another thing. So they actually did issue an apology for this whole Revan popping up in platoons. Apparently he wasn't supposed to pop up in platoons for this territory battle. They weren't saying it wasn't going to be for the next one, but for this territory battle he wasn't supposed to. So whether you want to believe him or not, you know, it's whatever you want to do. But I obviously will lean a little bit more towards believing them, because I don't think they would just, I don't know. I don't want to say that I don't think they would just lie to us with the intent of deceiving the player base. Misdirection, probably, but I don't think that they would lie to us, like outright lie to us. Because, I mean, they're not afraid to just say, yeah, he's in platoons. What of it?
They've done it before.
You know what I mean? So it's not like they're trying. They wouldn't really have anything to hide.
No.
So I don't think that they're just feeding us a line of BS. So, but I do love Chewbacca and territory battles. Oh my god, territory battles is one of my favorite game modes. Obviously, if you haven't watched my stream before,
once you get your squad going, I mean, and so we're phase 4, so you use your rebels up north with the Hoth Rebel Soldier, and then you've got down south. I use the Rogue One. My Rogue One guys are all Gear 12, and I go through them with Leia, and clear that, and then I'll use. I think what did I use today? I was feeling a little frothy, so I used Bastila in one with the Jedi, and then I used JTR in the other one. And I was like, what can I use? So I was just digging around. But having Chewbacca for that mission is so nice. It just makes it so easy, because usually you'd have to get another rebel, but Chewie just makes it so easy to do.
I know. He's, I mean, especially with CLS lead, it's just like,
I know,
it's
and
a
with Han
cakewalk.
there, y'all just double, triple tapping, doing the triple mollywop. It on their ass. Lay some blood on these fools.
Yeah, it's fun. I haven't had a whole lot of time.
I mean, look at that. You just basically I mean, it's a done deal.
Yep.
And I don't think, who did I use? I didn't use R2 for him. I saved him for JTR. I think I used Old Ben just because I like Old Ben in that one too. Just like taunt. Okay, you can hurt him, and then you guys get using your abilities and let my Chewie and Han and CLS destroy you fools.
Pew. Yeah, no, this is obviously overkill, but yeah, I like using Old Ben with Bastila, so that's what I save her for.
I use my General Kenobi with her. So
yes.
I used Bastila, General Kenobi, Ezra, and the 2 Yodas, and it was cake.
Oh, I've got Enfys Nest too, so I like to use her with JTR
team. Yeah, I used her with my JTR team.
Let's see.
Because that was just like, I was like, I don't even need.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need R2. I like to run JTR, Enfys Nest, BB-8, Poe, and Finn.
Yeah.
Because it's just overkill is what it is. Because realistically, Enfys can kill them all by herself. She doesn't even need anybody else. She could probably solo this by herself.
I've been using my Holdo for the tank on that squad.
Oh,
actually, no. Who did I use? Yeah, and it's too easy. Emphas just destroys. She is really a good character. I mean, the good characters that come out when they get it right, they get it right.
Oh yes, that is true. When they get it right, they do get it right.
Yeah, Emphas out of the solo characters, you know, you've got Kira and Emphas stand out to me as the two that from them. Range Trooper is a good fit for the trooper.
Oh yeah,
they're hard to flip for him, but
there's
it's gonna be a while before I'm doing anything with his monkey ass.
There's no drive to get him though. Like, there's nothing in the game that's like, oh my god, you've got to go get Pimp Trooper. Like
no, but he's really nice.
Oh, he is.
Because you can take your Death Trooper off the General Stark's Veers combination with, and you can put Shore and then just have your Snow Trooper in there, and you just basically they can't kill you, and your Snow Trooper just keeps machine gunning the snot out of them. You know, he's just burning people like it's going out of style.
That's what he does.
And then you can use your Death Trooper, you know, like with a Palpatine, Thrawn, you know, IPD team, something like that, you know, so he's really good. Range Trooper's a good character, it's just he's tough to get.
Yes. Long farm, single hard node.
But light sight battles, for if you've been playing the game long enough, becomes super easy. I mean, even though there are more battles, it's still, even now phase 6, I don't even sweat it, because it's like, so for the ATST battle, I use JTR. Who did I use? JTR BB-8, Kenobi, and who else did I go in there with? Ahsoka, and I had no problem with it.
I don't even remember what I normally go in there with.
Because I'll use CLS, because you've got the Rogue One, so they're off the table. So there's that. Then I use Luke up south, and then I'll go Finn lead in the south and use R2, Finn, Poe. You know, that group. If you got Emphasis 7 stars, throw her in there with those 4 resistance. Or no, you go, if you do have 7-star Emphasis, then go Finn, Poe, Range Trooper, R2D2, and Emphasis. They'll never go, and you'll just burn them down in the south. That's a great team for this phase 6 southern mission.
You're talking for the special mission?
No, special mission, you gotta go JTR BB-8, General Kenobi with Leia, and who did I go with? I went with Rey, because she just, God, you give her those buffs with BB-8, that ATSC will go down in no time. Kenobi does his thing, so yeah.
I actually play around a little bit with that one, and I use, I will use, who did I use last time? I kind of play around with it a little bit each time, but I like to use Zeb and Captain Han Solo to run a daze. I like to run a daze squad.
You got to have gear though, and with the right mods to make sure that daze is sticking.
Yes.
Because if it doesn't, it can get you in trouble.
Oh yeah, that can really get you in trouble. But it's a lot of fun to play around with it, and like you said, they wrote this one a little bit less painful compared to the dark side. The dark side one is hard. I still don't even bother trying.
Well, the special mission that mistake people are making is that the thing that I found is do not put Shore Trooper in there. You got to have the key is start. Get them at 235, because once you get your troopers going, if they can go first on that first round, you got it. Because then they start killing and getting the turn meter from, you need Zeta Veers, and your IPD only needs to be gear 9. He does not need the Zeta. I beat it all the time, and it's my Veers and Stark are geared, and I've got my start like 238 speed, and he goes first. And then I've got Death Trooper and Snow Trooper in there. And once troopers get going, especially with IPD doing his thing, it's a done deal, because they've got so much turn meter and buffs going, and they're just it's a win, and I win every time with that team. So you don't have to go crazy with it. My Veers is gear 12. I think my Stark is gear 11, almost 12, but I've got him to 38 speed. And then my Snow Trooper and Death Trooper are both gear 11. almost gear 12, but they're there. And then IPD is only gear 9, and I have no problem with that mission.
So I always seem to get absolutely smoked on that. And granted, I've only tried it once,
check.
and
It's a speed check. You have to go first or you lose.
Yeah, so
Because
I put
if
my
they get
speed
going-
mods
yeah.
on Stark still, and I mean my Stark is not. I've got them geared up. Let me go to my Imperial Troopers real quick. So, yeah,
What's your Stark speed at?
Well, these aren't the mods I run in the mission, but even with just the crap mods that I tossed on him, he's at 231 speed. When I
Not fast enough.
I know
No,
yeah.
without, okay, so yeah, you only need 7. Anything above 235, it's a win.
Yeah, so what I'll normally do is I'll toss this set that I have for my Enfys Nest, if I swap her over real quick, 274. That
Do
pops
you
him
have
up to
the Zeta on
274.
Veers?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't say it. You went by too fast. I'm looking this afterwards.
Oh, sorry.
So the
Yeah,
Zeta is on
so
Veers. Okay, good.
I have the Zeta on Veers. I've got Death Trooper at 11. I got Veers, Death Trooper, Stark, Snow, Storm. Sure, I've got all the troopers to
Yeah, we're
11
not
except for
running-
Magma
do
and
not-
Range.
Yeah, do
And,
not run shore. So.
let me see here.
Oh yeah, 274 speed. Yeah, but you're fine. I mean.
And then my Imperial Probe Droid is gear 11.
What's your
with
snow
the Zeta.
trooper?
Oh, so my snow. So I do swap mods around a little bit when I go and do those that if I do try it. He's only at 56 speed.
It's just like I dare get my Magma's gear 12, and I don't even use him in that mission.
Dude, I've heard that Magma is so much fun though.
Oh, he's sick. He's disgusting.
I
He's absolutely. I killed trade teams with that.
he
with-
was so
with,
bad when he first came out.
But when you run him, and the team I use in Territory Wars to kill Trey is, of course, I just went blank. Thrawn lead, of course, right? And then Magma, then Emperor Palpatine IPD, and I'll run Short Trooper just to make sure I have the taunt going, right? And no problems. No problems whatsoever. Because you just sit there and you hit their Scion with Magma Trooper, and he gear 12 Magma Trooper, just using his basic. And I'm sorry, who was it? Death Trooper, Thrawn lead, Magma, IPD, and Emperor Palpatine. I said Short Trooper, I meant Death Trooper, because you can control with Magma and Death Trooper and your Emperor Palpatine, and IPD is there just in case. And I just use them immediately off the bat. It's like, all right, Nihilus, I'll see you later. Bye bye. And then you're just burning that team down.
Yeah. I will probably invest in my Magma Trooper eventually, but as of right now,
it's worth it, man. Trust me, Magma he is amazing, and I've used him in other scenarios, and he works great on the trooper squad, especially because he's just constantly getting turn meter and going when he gets those buffs, and he can take away people's turn meter. He is really fun. I mean, he's really great against Night Sisters. I mean, if you've got Magma and Death Trooper, if you're going against a Night Sister team, I mean, Troopers are already disgusting. You don't even need Short Trooper in there. Go in there with Veers, go in there with Stark, go in there with Snow, go in there with Death and Magma, and just lay waste to the Night Sisters, because they will. I mean, by all means, keep resing. You're just giving us more turn meter.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And with as hard as Magma and Death and all those guys are hitting, especially Snow Trooper. I mean, Snow Trooper is just machine gunning the hell out of that team. So it is a amazing team with Magma. So.
Yeah, that was one thing that when Magma Trooper first came out, he was so bad. It's just not a good
he was garbage.
Just so bad. And so I just never gave him a second thought. You know what I mean? He was dead to me.
He was dead to you.
Dude,
Magma, you are no more. I did recognize you, but Father, please. No, Magma, you will be left on the sideline at 7 stars, gear 8, and you will enjoy yourself.
He's not even gear 8, bro. He's like He's gear
I'm
7.
telling you,
I
I
think he's
love
only
my
gear
mech.
7. But you know, I've talked to a lot of people who've said, "Dude, Magma's so much fun." And I mean, you
Yep,
got Hellenix in there. He's like, "Oh my god, he's so fun." So
yep.
yeah, I mean, it's yeah, yeah. It I think I will probably eventually. I mean, play the game long enough, I'll gear up everybody, right? But
Well, yeah.
but I
No, I get it. You got priorities, brother. Trust me. I
yeah,
mean, the
it's
gear.
just
I mean,
oh.
I'm hoarding like a mug right now and being very strategic about using gear. I think I've got
Mm-hmm.
like 200 something Carbonti saved up and stun cuffs and all that stuff because
Well, but you
I'm
got to.
I'm
If you didn't get Revan, you got to stockpile. Like it's almost
well, yeah,
obligatory.
but I'm using them strategically. Like I'm about to finish Night Scissors Zombie. I think I need. What do I need here for her? I think I need 10 of these.
Now, when
What
you say finish Night Sister Zombie,
gear
do you?
12?
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah, to Gear 12, and I've got pieces to put on Gear 12 when she gets there. Oh, the MK9 Biotech. I
Mm,
need 5 more of those, and then she's going to Gear 12.
okay.
And then, so I'm hoarding gear because I've got Trey, I'm about to 7 stars, so I'm going to take her to Gear 12. Emphys,
Mm-hmm.
is about, I'm going, and then I'll do her. And then, but I'm doing what I'm doing a little bit. I've slowed down a little bit, so I'm being more strategic with the gear. And so, I'm saving it so when I can go character, I can do 1 or 2 and be like, bam. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm saving up the gear and using it strategically. So I'm going to keep about 200 to 250 Corbantes easily, and that's not counting whatever I get in the raid. If you get a whole gear piece, which I never do,
Well,
I
you
always get
gotta.
salvaged.
Yeah, right. Well, you gotta. You. I think he needs 400 Carbonti. Revan
Right.
does.
So if I can stay around 250 and I'll get more as I keep farming, then I can say
Mm-hmm.
like I'm 400, but I can use 100 on a character,
Oh,
that
jeez.
needs
What
to,
did I just do?
and then I'm still within the realm of finishing Revan off when I get him around here in the next 4 months.
Right.
But I used some on Zombie. She needed some, so I'm restocking my things up. Emphys, she's eventually going to be 7 stars here soon,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll use a couple on her. Same thing with the stun guns, and get her to gear 12, and then same thing with Basila. I'll get her up here to 7 stars. Do the same thing with her, because I'm going to take Basila and Jolie to 12. Now the rest of this, I'll leave them like gear 9. I don't give a shit about the Old Republic. Um, but then, same thing with Probe Droid and Wampa. They're like 10. I could take them
Mm-hmm.
to 11, but I'm going to wait.
All right.
Holdo, when she's already in the gear 11 range, when she hits, eventually I'm farming her, when she hits 7 stars, taking her monkey butt to gear 12 as well. So it's allowing me to hoard, thinking of it like that,
Mm-hmm.
uh, hoarding the gear, and then when they come in, bam, I've got the pieces and I've got excess, right?
Right.
So when I get done, I don't feel like I have nothing left.
Right.
You know?
No, that's the best part is when you take a character that you just unlocked and you take him up to gear like Chewbacca. When I unlocked
Yeah.
him and I took him up to gear 11 and I still had gear left over, it was just such a good feeling. It's like, wow, I just took that character to gear 11 and I don't feel like I just wasted the entire last 6 months of farming gear.
I'm right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
Yeah, my
yeah.
Chewbacca, I mean, it was great. I had the gear once I got him done, it was bam, gear 12. It took me a day or two. I think I was missing those off the cuff pieces. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
really? You always get that character. It's like, shower drains, really?
Right.
Or those blue pieces that you don't really farm for that much, and you're like, God damn it. That slowed me
Yeah.
down more than anything. It wasn't the other stuff, but those you can get easy. It's the stun cuffs, it's the stun guns, and it's the Corbantes that you really have to kind of hoard for and be strategic on how you use them. Like the Old Republic characters,
Mm-hmm.
Zalbor T3 Vision, take them to gear 8.
Oh, yeah,
Unless you're
absolutely.
using them, don't take them anywhere else.
You don't need to
But
take any of them
Jolie,
past gear 8.
well, no, Basil and Jolie are really good characters with
Yeah,
Revan.
yeah,
So
no, they
you
are.
can run that squad, and that makes sense. Take them to gear 12. Holdo
Right.
for me and the Resistance makes sense. because I'll use her in that team.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a no-brainer, Zombie Gear 12 just makes her that much of a more of a pain in the ass. Wampa, Pure Pro Droids, these are characters that make sense for you to take to Gear 12. Uh, Trey will be another one I'll take to Gear 12. And then once I get those done, then I'm gonna start working down my roster. Be like, okay, let me finish bounty hunters. I got 3 bounty hunters at Gear 11. Let's take them to 12. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of bounties, but I'm past that point. Especially after 11. Like I could take Ahsoka to Gear 12 right now. I'm not going to because I don't use her that much.
She's so fun.
She is a great character, but I have fun with her at Gear 11.
Yeah.
And I don't gain really. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll be a little bit more damage, but it's like I'd rather hoard the gear a little bit. And the thing I tell people all the time is Gear 11's where it's at. Gear 12 is great, but if you get your characters to Gear 11 plus, you're okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, let me pull up. I'm pretty sure. Let me pull up my characters here. Okay, so on my I just pulled up my swgoh.gg account real quick. I have 160 characters, 138 are 7 stars, 4 are 6. 24 are Gear 12, but 51 of my characters are Gear 11. 16 Gear 10, 13 9, 27 8.
Sure.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, and Gear 11, my troopers are Gear 11, and they're a lot of freaking fun. Like, they're just so much fun, especially that Ewok event that we just had. I love running Sith troopers on the first 3 tiers of that, the non-mythic tiers, because you can literally just put it on auto and let her rip. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of fun, and I like it when factions are fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be an overpowered faction to be fun.
Right.
And I think that's why the Imperial Troopers are such a good faction.
They really are. They can do a lot of damage to a lot of tunes and stuff. And and they're counters to a lot of things. Rebels, not so much Phoenix. It gets a little tricky with Phoenix, but they do really well against Phoenix because they get all those bonuses against Rebels and stuff. But any Rebel team you're facing, Troopers do very well. Nice as they annihilate.
Oh,
Even with the rework with Zombie, all you're doing with Zombie is just feeding their. That's why you have to have a Gear 12 Zombie for territory wars and stuff. Not so much for raids. You don't need a Gear 12 Zombie for raids because I can easily get a ton of easily 3-4 million damage, not even trying, and I've got a Gear 11 Zombie. So Gear 12 is just going to make it a little bit easier to get a little bit more damage. But Troopers against Zombies is the way to go. And you only need them Gear 11 because you're killing Zombie. It's feeding turn meter to them. They're getting their health and protection back, and you're off to the races because they're just not going to go.
Right.
You're just going to waylay them. Rogue One Troopers will destroy Rogue One. Will eat it alive because it gets all those bonuses. You've got Death Trooper in there. They just eat those teams up. CLS is a little bit tricky. Don't use Troopers against CLS.
Yeah,
especially with Chewbacca.
Oh my god,
that doesn't work anymore because they will counter and eat you alive.
Yep, those counters, man, they're brutal. They're deadly. Yeah. And that's what I think makes the game fun is when there's a good healthy rock paper scissors going on, and they've done a really good job of doing that for us. Oh, holy cow! I guess we were able to get two platoons done. Did somebody go whale out on? Oh no, this was the one that had the Sith fighter. This was the one. Did we have a Sith fighter? Well, we must have had a Sith fighter. Oh no, just 1 and 4. Oh, that's right. Those are the four platoons we were told to do. So we had Xanadu Blood and the Bomber show up in Platoon 5. We had 2 IG-2000s in Platoon 6. Xanadu Blood and Sith Fighter on to Platoon 3, and a Bomber and IG-2000 on 2. What did your ship platoons look like today?
Let me look. I think it's 3-star. It's not a problem, but
Right, right, yeah.
ships. You're not really worried too much about ships unless it's dark side. But even then, let's look here. What did we have? I'm kind of curious. Let's see, what was our platoons like? Let's see here. Yeah, we were 4 or 6. I don't think we even bothered, and I think we were short. What were we short? Yeah, there was the 2 new ships. It was like, so we were 13 out of 15 on one, 14 out of 15 on the other, and we were like, nah, we just don't have it. But we didn't really care because it's,
yeah, right.
Ship's not that bad.
No.
But, I mean, light side in general. I mean, it's not as bad not having it until you get to phase 6.
Right.
But
And even then,
it depends on the level of GP and where your guild is at for those because.
And some of the lost combat mission tiers, so if you only get 5 out of 6, you can make up with some of that with just raw GP.
Yeah.
So we did have 1 Revan required for middle section platoons.
Yeah, we didn't have any. I looked and we didn't have any, so we lucked out on that. So, but that's crazy that Revan popped in. Luckily, it was only 4-star Revan you needed today. 5-star Revan. What is it?
5-star. 5-star.
5-star. So, but he's a 7-star character anyway, so it doesn't matter.
7-star character, so yeah, it doesn't matter. Only 1 Revan. I do see a lot of Old Republic, lots of Mission, lots of Jolie, but that's been going on since they were added to the game as marquees. They've been in platoons.
I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. Give a little bit of time. There's enough dark side character. There's just not as many dark side. I could kind of see you having the need to put some of those characters in. It's just necessity. We just don't have as many dark side as there is light side. But really, light side, really, with all those characters, mix it up a little bit.
Yep. Well, I think this stream is almost 2 hours, man.
Yeah,
filled a lot of time. Had a lot of conversation. And it wasn't all just complaining. lots of constructive.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm past. Yeah, the Revan stuff's happened. It's over with. I don't have them. My days of being in the top 20 arena are done in my shard. I just don't care.
I just try to say top 50.
So I'm just gonna hoard my crystals, hoard what I need to do. I mean, I've got a great roster, so I mean, I can't do anything in arena. There's nothing I can do. I've tried, and maybe I'll figure out a team. I've been trying to play around with some teams. I tried my CLS team, but didn't quite work out.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, they're all really good characters, and I can't do dick. It's frustrating, but I'm sure I'll figure out a team to climb with or something. But I'm already looking at my arena. It's like, because I was looking at my GG page. It's like 1 through 5 for the last 3-4 months. And now it's like the last 2 days, rank 11, rank 20. I'm like, shit. There's not much I can do. So it is what it is.
This is true. This is true.
The age of Revan is upon us, folks.
That is the truth. Well, I mean, yeah, I feel for you. I really do. One thing that I did want to talk about, I wanted to bring up, I had a really good response to my tweet that I sent out this yesterday, asking everybody where they ended up with their Old Republic. So I wanted to kind of talk to that a little bit, and share some of the responses I got. I got some free to play. Tim Loisel responded. His Jolie is unfortunately at 0-30, so he's got a ways to go. His T3 is 0-30. His mission is 25-30. His Zalbar is 26-65, but his Bastila is 7 stars. So he has the good fortune of being able to focus entirely on Zalbar from ships, and then entirely on Jolie from ships. So he'll have the good fortune of doing that. Where he's going to be crunching is going to be the mission and T3. unfortunately. Then I had Tobias Fleming. His mission T3 are both just shy of 5 stars. Zalbar is about halfway to 5 stars. Bastila is almost 7 stars. And Jolie is just getting started into 5 stars. So he will definitely get Revan. Jason Silverino. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. His Bastila, again, 40 of 100. Seemed like a lot of people went hot and heavy on Bastila as soon as she became farmable, which I don't blame them, because Bastila was arguably the only Old Republic that a lot of people were like, get her. She's really good. She's arena meta. She's so good. The rest were kind of just like, Jolie's But so Bastila, he's right there kicking ass with Bastila. T3 is 57 of 85. Sorry, I'm having to kind of look at these pictures here. Jolie, 10 of 85. Salbar, 35 of 85. Mission, 30 of 85. No problems there. He will definitely get Revan. Ike Fontaine, one of those two. His Jolie and Bastila, both 100%. T3, Zalbar, and Mission were 3, 15, and 4 out of 100 respectively. I felt so bad when I saw this, because I was like, oh my god,
they're
so close.
Finish the battle.
So close, but just so far, you know what I mean?
Hey, they're saying finish your battle. They're freaking out. Your arena battle.
Yeah, I'll finish it. Let's put it on auto.
They were looking at it, and I looked on the screen like, oh no!
Yeah, let's see if we can get some attention on. Gotta kill old Daka here. I might finish this. This will be tight. Come on. If I finish this, ouchie, you owe me a beer.
Oh, snap.
Ooh, 40 seconds. 40 seconds.
Oh, shit.
I might get it. I need another Darth Scion crush. Come on, crush. Yes, here it is. Oh, it's gonna happen. No! Stealth! Damn it. Oh! Ouchie, you're gonna get me because of... Oh! Damn it! Stealth! Oh, okay, that was a fun nail biter. Okay, alright, going back to this. Oh, man, that was so close. Going back to the tweet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure people were just like, oh my god! Yeah, a few people commented without pictures and just said mine are worse. Mine are so far behind. I had one person, Wati.swgoh, Bastila in the on the way to 5 stars, just at over 5 stars on the way to 6. Mission just over 4 stars on the way to 5. Same with Zalbar, same with T3, and Jolie sitting at 0. So it sounds like there are some folks that were pretty close, some folks that were pretty far. But like I said in the beginning of the stream, I don't think that it's unreasonable for anybody to count themselves out. Like, don't count yourself out. Make the attempt. And you should be able to with minimal effort. I mean, we're talking about, like, you don't even really need to do really many refreshes at all, except in Cantina, to almost guarantee that you're going to be ready for Revan next time it comes around. So, we'll end the stream on that high note of that encouraging note of, don't count yourself out. Get yourself ready. Keep farming. Stay thirsty, my friends, and get yourself a Revan, because he's so good. So good. But yeah, ending the stream here. Revan, he's here to stay, for better or for worse. um, Ranger, RSG crew, you guys are streaming all the time, every time.
Yeah,
If you check out their channel, their chances are they're going to be streaming 60% of the time, every time. So
that's science.
exactly. So RSG crew, you guys are also still you guys are raising money for cancer right now, aren't you? Are you not?
Yeah, we had our big announcement yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We had Tommy on from American Cancer Society.
Mm-hmm.
We set our goal. It's 15,000
Mm-hmm.
that we need to raise for the upcoming event. So we are going to be running in April at the Walt Disney World Star Wars event, where we are going to be running a half marathon to raise money for the American Cancer Society and
That is
participating
awesome.
in the event. So we've got the page and everything linked up. We're pimping it hard. And then December 15th, like we did for the American Suicide Prevention, where we raised over $10,000, we are going to be pimping the hell out of. December 15th, we're going to do a mega stream like we did before and try to raise as much money as we can to get to our goal. And yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, please do. It's all in our channel and can be linked and found.
Awesome. I will definitely go ahead and provide me with a link to that after this, and I will go ahead and put that link down in the description below.
You have to get with Finn. I don't have it.
Okay, all right. Well, if Finn is
stuff.
watching still, I'm sure he's probably asleep. That party pooper. I will get with Finn then, and I will get that link and put it in the description below, and I will also pin it as a comment, so it is in your freaking face. On the flip side, though, thanks for joining me today. A little bit longer to kind of make up for no stream last week. Had a lot to talk about, and hopefully we have another good week of news ahead of us so that we have a lot to talk about next week, because I don't want to talk about Revan anymore. I just don't. So here's to hopefully good week ahead. Hopefully Revan does not decimate your arena, and if he does, just take a casual approach like me, just trying to stay in the top 50. At any rate, guys, thanks for watching. You can follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's the other one. God dang, it's tight. It's late. I also just opened up the community page on my YouTube channel. So I will be posting non-video comment in the form of polls and a couple of other things, which, if I'm not mistaken here, let me check out my YouTube channel. I believe I might have some poll results. I put out the poll kind of late this afternoon, so there's a chance that the poll does not have very many responses. But let's check it out anyway. Sorry, I know I keep saying that. I'm just gonna end the stream here, but okay, so yeah, here we go. I got 47 votes, so pretty good. I'm not too sad about that. The question was, how did you fare with the Ancient Journey for Revan? 26% said, I got a shiny new toy. 21% said, I was close, but I'll get him next time. And 53% responded with, Revan? So fun little poll. I'll probably do a few more polls like that, because it's a lot of fun. I like doing polls because it's just a fun way to interact with people. It gets a lot more interaction than I think just asking a question. So I'll be interacting with you guys all a little bit more on my community page, so feel free to jump out there, answer some questions, post comments, just interact with me in that regard, because that's part of what I love about this whole YouTube thing that I've got going on is the interaction with you guys. So that said, we'll call it a night. I'll stop procrastinating, hitting the stop stream button, and I'll catch y'all later.